Thursday, September 12th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here with you, and it was a warm day yesterday as our Wednesday unfolded, up to 90 for a high in Charlotte, 91 in Raleigh, Fayetteville, Columbia hit 92, even Boone at 81. That's a pretty hot mountain day overall, especially now that we're getting deeper into the month of September. Right now, as I'm cutting this video, this is about a quarter to 5 o'clock this morning when I was cutting this video, and you had some 60s in the mountains, and a lot of folks in the bigger observing sites in the low to mid 70s, although there are a number of sites in the various viewing areas away from the bigger cities that are down into the 60s at that point, at this point in time when I'm cutting the video. Dew points are in the 60s. Some changes getting ready to occur for us, though. Let me flip over to the radar, and I'll kind of adjust this and spin it around a little bit, and we'll show you some rain with our next cold front. And there it is, back over parts of the plains and the Midwest. That shower activity is associated with the incoming cold front. And let's talk about what's happening upstairs in the upper levels. Watch this big trough diving into the eastern part of the country over the weekend. That's going to bring a very significant shot of cool air. And this time of year, that means it's going to be great as the weekend unfolds. Now, currently, a lot of warm air still on this perspective, but I don't have the numbers plotted. But if you look up here in the northern plains in Canada, you can clearly see that cooler air, and it's coming. So take a peek here. Here we are this afternoon. It's going to be another warm day, and there'll be some thunderstorms. More on that in a second. But watch that cooler air advancing southward. There we go. And certainly as we get into Saturday and Sunday, that much cooler air will be with us. And it's going to be an autumn-like weekend ahead. Now, in terms of rain today, I do think a scattering of some thunderstorms is likely as this cold front pushes in. The RPM modeling actually being fairly aggressive with the thunderstorms, probably early afternoon in the foothills, maybe 1, 2 o'clock, and then I-85 corridor. This is really being overly specific probably, but I-85 corridor maybe more like 3 to 5 p.m. But it all kind of depends on a bunch of small-scale features that are tough to nail down. But once that front slides south, dry tomorrow, and then the cooler air really filters in by tomorrow night and into Saturday. Rain totals going to be highly variable depending on where any individual thunderstorms track. Notice the RPM cranking out over an inch in Charlotte just because it moved a pretty good thunderstorm right over the city. Raleigh only 1/100th of an inch, and it's just going to depend on the track of individual thunderstorms. Now, behind this system, again, here comes the cooler air, and notice by the time we get to Saturday afternoon, I've actually got the NAM model numbers printed here. It keeps temperatures really cool Saturday afternoon. That's probably too cool. And I still think a number of Piedmont spots could make a run toward the upper 40s for some of our low temperatures on Sunday morning. So definitely a cool air mass on the way. All right, tropics still active. Now, this is the area we're watching for our next development down here near the Yucatan Peninsula. Nothing yet. But the modeling is all pretty insistent that as we get this little disturbance here into the Bay of Campeche, that we're going to see some pretty rapid development. So that'll be something to keep an eye on in terms of our next area of possible tropical development. Now there's Gabrielle. It's really not much left of it. It is a tropical depression. Haven't seen the 5 a.m. advisory just yet. It's pretty underwhelming. And there is Humberto on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. First hurricane of the season, still heading essentially due north. Let's see. All right, there's the 5 a.m. advisory on Gabrielle. Moving now northwest at 7 miles per hour, and we're going to see Gabrielle head to the Canadian Maritimes and then fall apart, becoming a non-tropical low pressure thereafter. Now here is Humberto. Let's see. Yep, there it is. 5 a.m. advisory is in on that one. 85 mile per hour hurricane, still a Category 1, moving north at 14. And we're going to see Humberto bend to the west after that north movement for a little while longer, but it's going to eventually head on out to sea after that west movement commences for a little while. Check out the spaghetti charts here on Humberto, and even though that west movement unfolds for a little while, you notice here toward the end of the model run, all the models turn this off to the north and then northeast. So just when you get a system that far north, that far out in the Atlantic, it's very, very difficult, barring some unusual upper-level pattern, to get it all the way over to the United States, or even Bermuda for that matter. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Have a great Thursday, and God bless.